Okay, so this is the second part of the review for the test this Friday. Alright, so what is the domain of the function? This is number 10. What is the domain of the function shown on the graph? So domain is your x. So what is my smallest x to my largest x? And so we're looking side to side. So what I did show one student, and I helped them on domain and range, is take a box and kind of put around the function. And then think about the box. Just kind of put yourself a little box around this function and say, okay, from side to side, what is my smallest x? And that would be, there's your x. What's my smallest x to my largest x? Well, it's a negative 3 to 3. Now, in interval notation, it's going to look like this. And you use a parenthesis, not a bracket, because the circles are open. Open circles. As an inequality, it would look like this. And you should recognize either way if it's a multiple choice. Smallest x to the largest x on that function. Okay, 11 through 15, factor completely, then multiply the factors back out. So here you would use the x game, and you would try GCF first, but GCF wouldn't work, so you just go right into the x game. A times C and B. And your A is 1, your C is negative 6. So this would be negative 6. And your B is 1. So your factors are 1 and 6, and 2 and 3, and that's it. So which ones, when added up, would equal 1? Well, obviously, 1 and 6 can't make 1, but 2 and 3 can make 1 if one of them was negative. And this one would have to be negative to make 1. Then you put the x on there, and this just comes down. This is a 2, and it's negative from right over here. And then split the middle. You're going to factor out an x. You get x minus 2. Factor out a 3. And you're going to get x minus 2. Because you're just dividing by 3, dividing by 3, dividing by x, dividing by x. And the GCF, the x, excuse me, the x that you're factoring out, the GCF is right here. That's your GCF. Let me not write it there. Let me write it in red if I'm going to write it there. So GCF is x, and then GCF is 3. And then you just divide by that. So our factors are x minus 2 and x plus 3. Okay, and this is where you do, this is a difference of squares, a plus b, a minus b. So you need to find your a and your b. So if you take the square root, a equals x, and b equals 11. So you plug that in, x plus 11, x minus 11. Okay, number 13. This one, GCF. So 2, 18, 9, 81 is their GCF. Always tries that first. And no, all these were no on GCF. I should have done GCF first on this one as well. But there wasn't one I could see because that was a 1. So split the middle. And our GCF on this side is 2x squared. If we divide by 2x squared, we're left with x. If we divide by 2x squared, we're left with 9, and it's a negative 9 because of that minus. On this side, our GCF is 9. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. You get x minus 9. What do these have in common? X minus 9. If you take that out, You divide by the x minus 9. You always divide by your GCF. What's left is 2x squared plus 9. Now can we factor 2x squared plus 9 or x minus 9? Nope. So that's your answer. Last page. Okay, so we're still factoring. So do we have a GCF here? Yes. GCF. GCF is 2. So bring that down to parentheses. Divide by the 2, divide by the 2, divide by the 2. And you get x squared minus 3x minus 4. So one of our factors is 2. And then we're really kind of done with that. This is minus 4. So we're really kind of done with that. So what we're going to do is now it's an x game problem. We don't need that 2 anymore. It's up there. That's one of our factors. So you get x squared minus 3x minus 4. And this is an x game problem. So we're going to make an x, a times c, and b. A is 1, b is negative 3, c is negative 4. And I'm going to use green just in case you're struggling with these x game problems. Still on blue. Remember, a is 1, b is negative 3, and c is negative 4. So a times c is negative 4, b is negative 3. Our factors of 4 are 1 and 4, or 2 and 2, and it needs to be a negative when multiplied, so one of these needs to be negative, and we need to get 3, so it has to be 1 and negative 4. So you put an x on this one, put an x on this one, circle this one. This is what we're going to use to split that negative 3x. We're going to use 1x minus 4x. Bring down the x squared, or 1x squared. And bring down the minus 4. Split the middle. I grabbed a different color. Okay, here we're going to factor out an x. Divide by the x. You get x plus 1. The plus. Factor out a negative 4. Divide by the negative 4. And you get x plus 1. So our factors are x plus 1. And then once this cancels out, what's left is x minus 4. And those are your factors. And again, if you want to make sure it's right, you multiply it back out. Multiply this, 2x plus 2, multiply 2x plus 2 by x minus 4. Okay, next one is a difference of cubes. So you need your formula, a minus b, a squared, and that should be in your interactive notebook, plus ab plus b squared. Well, how do you find your a and your b? You take the cubic root, and what did I forget to do? Say, Miss Doll, you always forget to do this. GCF first. Find your GCF first. Is there a GCF? And I saw one, that's why I was like, oh, wait, we got a GCF of 8. So one of our factors is 8. So 8 parentheses 8x cubed minus 1. Well, it's still 8 and 1 are still perfect cubes. 64 is a perfect cube, 8 is a perfect cube, but so is 8 and 1. So the 8's out there. So now we're going to find our a and our b. And you find your a and your b by taking the cubic root. So we're going to take the cubic root of 8, which is 2, and the cubic root of x cubed is x. That's your a. And then your b is the cubic root of 1. Not negative 1, just 1. So b equals 1, a equals 2x. So now we go over up here. And we put 2x in for a, so we get 2x minus 1. Then we have 2x squared. Now be careful because it's 2x squared plus 2x times 1 plus b squared, so it's 1 squared. Now we have to simplify it. Let's go down here and simplify it. So the 2x minus 1, we got the 8. Don't forget your 8. And then 2x minus 1 just stays 2x minus 1. Now 2x squared, you got to square the 2 and square the x, so you got 4x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. And then 1 squared is 1. And so this is your answer right here. Okay, next one. The area of a rectangle is x squared plus 9x plus 18. Its width is x plus 3. Which expression describes its length? Find the other factor. So we need to factor this. Is there a GCF? Nope. So what method are you going to use? Well, it's ax squared plus bx plus c, so it's the x game. A is 1, b is 9, c is 18. A times c is 18, b is 9. So we got 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. 4 doesn't go in there, 5 doesn't go in there, 6 goes in there, but we're already back to that. So we got to make 9, so obviously 6 and 3. Put an x on that, put an x on that. Bring it over here. The 9x splits into 3x plus 6x. The x squared just comes down. You can put the 1x squared if you want to. And then plus 18 just comes down. Split the middle. X comes out. That's your GCF for the first part. Six is your next one. X plus 3. Well, you can see the x plus 3 is one of the factors. The other factor is x plus 6. Alright, is that our last one? I think it is. The end of part 2.